Hello, and welcome back to another video. If you're looking for recommendations on what manhwa to read, then here are some that I've read recently that might be of interest to you. Manhwa titles are timestamped in the video for your convenience. Our first manhwa for the day is My Blasted Reincarnated Life, a reincarnation manhwa that I've currently read up to chapter 81 on. Its main character is Hamel, a foolish warrior who's part of a band of characters looking to eliminate the Demon Kings as they are a threat to humanity. One of the party members, Lionheart, is Hamel's identified rival. One day on their quest though, Hamel sacrifices himself so that Bermud can win, resulting in his own death. He wakes up to find that he's reincarnated 300 years into the future as part of Bermud's descendant, Eugene Lionheart. Not only that, but the Demon Kings are still around, and they're integrated into society now. What is this? So Hamel, now Eugene, resolves himself to get to the bottom of things and eliminate the Demon Kings himself now. The story is 9 out of 10. Hamel's initial confusion post-reincarnation is easy to understand. Why would the rest of his members allow the Demon Kings to exist when their whole entire quest was to eliminate them in the first place? Tracking information down on what his companions did after he passed is just one of the many questions in his mind, and this drives Hamel, now Eugene, to become stronger. This drive and events along the way make the story entertaining and in some cases, captivating. The characters are also 9 out of 10. From the assortment of characters who joined Hamel in his first life to the ones that surround him as Eugene after, they all provide an entertaining party subplot that keeps you engaged and sometimes exasperated as a reader. The motivations of the original party members though are clearly more than meets the eye and keeps me wondering on their motivations after Hamel's death. The art is 8 out of 10. While I would say the beginning of the manhwa was a little bit rough, it ended up finding its own footing and has a solid art style that delivers on its hero quest style of story well. Both the Hamel and Eugene portions in addition show satisfying combat sequences when given the chance. So if you're looking for a reincarnation story where the main character has to come to grips with where history has gone, or you've read Reincarnation of the Swordmaster from my previous videos but want some more chapters to chew on compared to it, then My Blasted Reincarnated Life will be one for you. This next manhwa is Tyrant the Tower Defense Game, a reincarnation manhwa that I've currently read up to chapter 50 on. Its main character is Ash, a prince of the kingdom that has been stationed at the frontier to command the defense against humanity's existential threat, monsters. This Ash, though, is a reincarnated version as his previous life he beat this tower defense game on its hardest difficulty before reincarnating as Ash. Now, having to get his footing, while also playing the start of the game again, Ash will have to use all of his knowledge, skills, and strategies to prevent humanity's destruction without losing his precious gacha characters. Will he be able to do it? For what reason was he brought into this world? The story is 9 out of 10. With its entertaining slugfest against the supposed never-ending onslaught that is the monster waves, Ash clearly has to use everything in his power to ensure survival for him and his characters. This proves to be difficult as trying to balance everything is challenging. Clearly impossible odds are meant to be broken if his previous life has anything to say about it though. The characters are 9 out of 10 as well, with its roots clearly in being a gacha style game with rolling chances for characters. Each one that gets introduced is a delight as Ash tries to utilize their abilities to the fullest. Everyone's motivation is the same, survival and beating this threat. The art is also 9 out of 10 to round it off. With its entertaining characters, mysterious storyline presented so far, and the depictions of having to stave off what seems to be an endless wave of monsters, this is an entertaining gem of art in my book. So if you're looking for a reincarnation story with a struggling main character who has all the tools to succeed, but the difficulty is just so brutal that even that potentially isn't enough, then Tyrant of the Tower Defense Game warrants a try from you. Our next manhwa is Fall into Paradise, a romance manhwa that I've currently read up to chapter 43 on. Its protagonist is Ange Glaster, a young lady of a powerful noble Duke Glaster family that was originally supposed to marry the heir to the throne. Instead, the second prince took over the throne and forced Ange Glaster to marry Aiden Fitzroy, an illegitimate child between the late emperor and a commoner instead. Used to the glamorous lifestyle that she had in the capital and with her previous fiancé, Anj is surprised to see the quiet and self-sufficient lifestyle that Aiden lives in the countryside. As the newlywed couple now has to live with each other in Aiden's home, what is their fate together supposed to be? The story is 7 out of 10. After its quick introduction of their marriage, Aiden and Anj live a very slice-of-life countryside lifestyle. This, of course, is a little bit contradictory as Anj tries to find ways to escape the situation if at all possible. She herself, though, has no actual power and isn't as bad or spoiled of a character as we may perceive. The characters are 9 out of 10. This growth of Anj and the growth of their relationship over time between her and Aiden is cute and touching. It allows for the two of them to actually get to know each other over time and get themselves accustomed to how they might live their lives together from now on. Which one of them, though, if the romantic tag is to be believed, will make the first move? The art is 8 out of 10. Aiden's home and the town nearby show a very pleasant and quiet countryside that isn't affected by the machinations and plans of those in the bustling capital. This display and Anj's behavior and struggle are shown in such a way that it helps augment her growth overall. So if you're looking for a romance manhwa that has a very quiet and natural growth for the main characters to slowly get to know each other and maybe just fall in love, then Fall into Paradise would be an appropriate one to take a look at. This next manhwa is Looking for My One Night Villainess, a reincarnation manhwa that I've currently read up to chapter 19 on. Liberata Bernadette is the main character of this manhwa. This version of Liberata, though, is a person who has reincarnated as the villainous character Liberata of a novel in her past life. Caveat here, as this is not the first time. Liberata has lived through this villainous reincarnation a multitude of times now to the point that she's just sick of it. On her 20th life, she chose to just say screw it, as nothing will change anyway, and just drinks at a party until she gets blackout drunk. Waking up later, she notices that the novel's male lead, the Archduke, is beside her, seemingly having an intimate night together. In a panic, Liberata now has to live with these new events and consequences in this life. Will she get out of her endless regression she is in now? What will happen with the Archduke? The potential is 7 out of 10. Considering the amount of times Liberata has tried to do things, it's very much clear that she has lost hope and is mostly just living out her 20th life carelessly. Although it clearly shows that she doesn't hate the protagonist of the novel and even makes sure that things move along as they go, the only issue, of course, is her one-night stand now. What repercussions will come of this new relationship? Will it only end up in her death once again, or will things be looking up for once? The art is 8 out of 10. The presentation of the characters and environment is sufficient and portrays an appropriate environment for its story. What truly grabs my attention, though, is the alternate art that is used to showcase more of Liberata's speechlessness and surprised moments that she is truly at her wit's end or why or how things became the way they are. I hope this alternate stays in the future chapters as well. So if you're looking for a reincarnation manhwa that has the main character reliving the same reincarnated life multiple times in a loop no matter what she does, but seemingly out of nowhere there's a drastic change that may alter things forever, keep your eye on Looking for My One Night Villainess. Welcome to the highlight portion of today's video as we look at how one of the manhwas mentioned in the previous video is doing as I've continued reading it. Slight spoiler warning as we will be discussing the events in the manhwa since my previous opinion. Today's highlight is I Shall Master This Family, which I've now read up to chapter 165 on. Info card and description will have links to my original opinion. Fiorenza Lombardi has been up to quite a number of things since the last time we've talked about this manhwa. Although she isn't the only one. The Angenes family, Lombardi, and the second Prince Perez have been very busy trying to get an edge in the political game that they're playing. From the landslide that occurred in the northern regions to the Angenes plans in the west, Perez's plans to slowly grow his own influence, and Fiorenza's plans and responses to the outside dangers to her family, things have been heating up in most of the latest events of I Shall Master This Family. My scores for my previous video were 9 out of 10 for all my categories as I didn't go into much detail on a lot of them yet. The story moves up 1 point to 10 out of 10 as the political games I pointed out is very intriguing as the Angenis family clearly has no information on the eastern routes that Claravan and Ferentia are embarking upon that will completely overshadow the any amusement districts that the Angenis family will come up with. The characters also move up to 10 out of 10 as after Perez reacts so emotionally to Ferentia's situation in the landslide, he finally takes his steps forward to confront Ferentia and resolve himself to progress their relationship romantically. Layer this on top of the fact that his information network has finally figured out that Ferentia is the head of the merchant guild that he was looking into, it doesn't change his feelings at all. The art also goes up to 10 out of 10 as the emotions expressed in these most recent chapters are very well displayed, from Angenis' rage to Perez's shock and dismay to Ferentia's father's relief and Ferentia's blushing as Perez finally takes the steps forward. I Shall Master This Family has been a treat to continue reading as it's become one of my favorites to enjoy. Reading every chapter moves along the story while showing the progressive character development and refined art style that it's been able to hone in on after having so many chapters. If you're a fan of I Shall Master This Family and want instead more of a action-based progression story instead, then try The Lord's Coins Aren't Decreasing, but if you're instead new to regression stories and wanted a good one to start with, I Shall Master This Family would be a great choice. Would you agree or would you not? Write down in the comment section down below your thoughts on I Shall Master This Family. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Write in the comment section down below what manhwa you've been reading and I might just take a look. Until next time though, have a good read.